Scotty's Troll reporting live for MDG on the scene. I'm gonna try this shit part 3 now. Keep having tech issues. People running out of space and shit. So part 3, I'm trying to complete this circle. Try to explain it to video, explain all what happened in this crash out summer and with the KlymatixTV, RiP KlymatixTV, crash out. Fuck you, Scotty. Fight me, Scotty. Yeah, so that's what's been happening. Crash out summer, and I was a huge part of that. Oh, dang it! That was almost more ironic. All right, that's the theme here, right? The theme is the irony of Baby Cry, KlymatixTV, pulling Scotty's Troll, a dead channel, resurrecting a dead channel, right? Because Cly said, "Yo, I'd be something y'all used to watch," right? And that's true, right? Predictive programming. There's some fucking mind-blowing shit involved in all of this. It's Lenny Skitty 420, Clunkers, MDG Nation, Cherry Nation, like some mind-blowing shit. So let's talk about it some more. I got freed up some memory space. I went home, took a shower. Not really. So yeah, I might break out in that Cly voice sometimes, my alt voice now. This is pretty fucking funny. It's almost as good as that Alex Jones voice, They're making the frogs gay. They're making the frogs gay. Right. I'm not as good at that as Cly voice. Yeah. Fight me, Scotty. Wee. Oh, almost missed it there, Rick. I did kind of miss it there, Rick. Okay, so let's get back to the overall story, part 3. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2, I probably want to go back and do that. All right. It'll make a lot more sense, okay? You fucking peon peasants, as Cry would say, Baby Cry, who was kind of controlling a bunch of the Patriots here for a while with his shows, Tuesdays, Thursdays, he's locking them up sometimes, Fridays, Sundays, all kinds of days. And, yeah. And then it turns out, we find out today through the MDG on the scene news, Cherry Nation, that it's like the Tiefers maybe were working for the IRGC, Iran, Wow, mind-blowing shit. And then full circle shit too, right? Part of that last video, I was telling a story about how I was trolling Hezbollah back during the that last war between Lebanon and Israel, maybe 2008, and the Kana incident where they claimed that Iran came out with this propaganda piece, fucking psyop, claiming Israel, because they want Israel to stop. 2 weeks into it, they're getting their butts kicked as usual, because they're a bunch of fucking Hezbollah cowards who hide behind women and children, And so I was memeing them on the radio and stuff, and anyway, so Matt Drudge was at the top of his game at the time, right? He was the biggest news guy around, and he had a radio program on Sundays, and all that. It was a Sunday, 2 weeks into this war. Iran, Hezbollah wanted Israel to stop, and they wanted to use world opinion, like force Israel, like they'd done in the past with a psyop, to back out, right? And it seemed to be working on that Sunday. I was watching these news shows all day, and they kept playing all the Hezbollah propaganda, no questions asked, and it wasn't making sense. I know it was making sense, but I absorbed it all. I came up with material, and then that was a Sunday, and I used to watch Drudge. He'd have this Sunday night radio show. I love that. That was fun. Drudge, until you sold out to the fucking globalist deep state, you piece of shit. Ruined the Drudge Report. But at the time, Limbaugh had said that he would listen to that show. Me too, and I would go out and do what I'm doing right now, rollerblading, for like 4 hours in the neighborhood, listening to Drudge with my headphones on. That was fun. I love that. Cly, fight me, Cly, or fight me, Scotty, right? So that's part of the irony that Cly wanted to fight me. It was a big crash out, screaming, "Fight me, Scotty," and that led to this huge crash out and big fight over me. And then he made all these claims about me that I wouldn't get out and do IRLs and all this other shit, fast, lazy person, all these assumptions, and I had no clue, right? And I'd already been out doing IRLs in 3 different ways on other channels, and then I had this huge fight with Scotty. Fucking, that's why this channel is called Scotty's Troll, because I created it when I was trolling this fucking dude Scotty that ripped my other channels. So I ripped his big ass fucking channel back like I did with you, Clyde, but he was it took a lot more with him, way more. I just barely got started with you, like fucking folded quick. No fun. That was no fun, but I was doing that to Hezbollah, right? Calling them like Hezbollah's cowards who hide behind women and children and a bunch of other stuff. And I was getting my lines and shit on the TV for a while. But then finally, all right, doing the weave, remember? The Trump weave. Doing the Trump weave. Trying to do full circle here. Rush Limbaugh was, said he listened to Drudge. And so I remember that. But I was out cruising around that night after watching all this fucking Hezbollah propaganda all day long, which had zero ring of truth to it. And then Drudge, and I was thinking, oh, Drudge is not going to play the fucking Hezbollah propaganda like the TV stations were. And then they're all saying, you know, of course, this is horrible for Israel. This is bad for Israel. Israel's going to have to pull out now, you know. And that was the, that was the psyop. That was what they wanted. That's what they couldn't win. Iran, Hezbollah, they couldn't win with weapons and such. Get their asses kicked, fucking pussies. Hide behind women and children. Ballless cowards. So they had to use propaganda. That was their biggest weapon. Biggest fucking weapon. And I took that away from cry. Fucking got fatwas issued on me for the first time. I guess we recently got some for a second time, right? With all those fucking Antifa people down there. Maybe we're like sending all our shit to Iran. Right? But it's on list. Fucking like Cry's list. And Cry, did you work for that? Were you involved in that shit? So hopefully in this weed that I'm doing, I get around to another mind-blowing fucking aspect to all this. It's crazy. It is crazy. So yeah, let's get back to the Kana incident. Kana, you'll go research that, Kana. And then, okay, so Hezbollah propagandists using Reuters news people, yeah. Many of whom got fired after that, but they were leading them around like fucking dogs, like puppets, showing them what they wanted to see, like what they wanted them to show them. So Drudge was playing the Hezbollah propaganda made for the radio, and I knew from my experiences that it would have taken days, weeks, months to do like a propaganda bit like that. All the clips and everything they put together and such. Yeah, we didn't have fucking AI or nothing like that. So I was like, no way that happened today. And they've already got that up. All those radio propaganda clips, which are fucking lies. So I finally figured it out. A psyop. I figured out how they did it and everything. And I was out rollerblading, and I was getting mad at Drudge, righteously, indignantly mad at Drudge for playing their shit propaganda over and over and over and playing along with it. And everybody was, oh, Israel's so bad. And, you know, I'm not like pro-Israel, I'm not anti-Israel, right? But everybody deserves to live in peace. So, and I don't like people, whatever country they're from, that hide behind fucking women and children. You know, when they fight, Cly, right? Something you'd probably do. Fucking baby cry, pussy. Fight me, Scotty. Alright, doing the weave. So, I went on Drudge. I called Drudge for the first time. I called all different kinds of radio shows before that, but never Drudge. I love to just go out and listen to Drudge, and I remembered that Rush listened to it too. So, I went and called, and I got through. I'm out rollerblading in the fucking neighborhood for hours, and I get through. And the screener, man, I started kind of going off, like, righteous indignation. I was like, I can't believe fucking Drudge is, like, playing all the fucking Hezbollah propaganda. Hezbollah's cowards, and, you know, some of my lines thrown in, and that dude was like, okay, well, we're gonna move you to the top of the list. Panic set in a little bit, you know, like, what? No, give me some time. Gotta get home and fucking relax. I can wait my turn. No. So I flew home, and after commercials, yep, I ran in the house real quick, or rollerbladed in the house real quick with my blades still on. Told my wife, I'm about to be on Drudge. Like, yeah, screaming kids and shit. So I slammed the bedroom door. I was like, keep quiet. I'm gonna be on Drudge. And I was. And they put me to the top of the list, and I started going off on Drudge. Like, righteous indignation about playing all this fucking Hezbollah propaganda and about how all these fucking dead bodies are like not dead, and the ones that are brought over from local morgues, and I had to kind of statistically figured out all their shit, and I said it all. Like, I called out all their shit, and Drudge was like, I thought he was gonna hang up on me, you know, because I was kind of yelling, like I was slamming his ass, and by the end of it, he was like, no, you know, I kind of agree with you, right? I agree with you. Fucking propaganda. And so the next day, I was doing work for this Jewish professor at a prestigious institution, and I told him that I was on Drudge, and I told him what it was about because he was Jewish, and I thought he might really care, but he was one of those Jews that hate Israel, so whatever. But I was listening to the radio with my earbuds in anyway, unprofessional, but I didn't give a shit because I was hoping that Limbaugh heard that, and he did. Not only did he hear it, he copied that shit verbatim. His first segment of the day, which is the most important, he literally used every word that I used on Drudge, against Drudge, like verbatim. That was fucking awesome, dude. I was jumping for joy, and I told that professor why I'm so fucking excited. Like, Drudge is using, or Limbaugh is using my shit. Anyway, so yeah. And then his second segment of that first hour, he used the same material basically, but he paraphrased it in his own ways and such. But that first 15 minutes or whatever segment for the first commercial break, that was all me. Rush Limbaugh ever steal all your shit like that, Cly, because he stole my fucking shit, and it was awesome, dude. And I about had a fucking orgasm. That was fucking awesome shit. And then also, nobody else in the media was willing to go along with that it was just propaganda, that they were lying. Everybody was just assuming that they were telling the truth. But after Rush Limbaugh said that in his first 30-minute segment, he dropped it. And then he didn't say another word about it for like 2 days. But the internet bloggers, right? That was the beginnings of the internet, and the internet bloggers, they started getting on it and doing research. They found out that everything I fucking said was true. That they were like staging everything, that there was people that were dead in one scene that were alive helping in the rescue efforts in another scene, and that the building had been bombed 10 years before that and been unoccupied for fucking 10 years. There was so much about it. It was all lies. It was a psyop, propaganda operation that they had set up. Could have took them years to set that shit up. And Scotty the fucking troll, that little shit, fucked all their shit up in one fucking night with a call with Drudge. And then so Wednesday, that was Monday when Rush stole my shit, Cly. And then on Wednesday, after the internet bloggers had proven me and he correct, and even Drudge, I'd convinced Drudge. So, I mean, he had the biggest news site in the whole fucking country, right? Cly, I'm just a pissant peasant, right, Cly? I ain't a nobody, right? I'm a nobody. But, man, that was exciting times, right? So, the internet bloggers proved it, all that shit, right? And Rush, he loved to say, see, I told you so, right? And so on that Wednesday show, the first thing, right? First segment, always the most important segment, if you ever watched Rush or whatever, like I did. Like, first segment was his most important. And he started off with, see, I told you so. And I was like, oh, let's go, Rush. Come on, please be what I think you're about to talk about, please. And sure enough, he starts ripping on the fucking Hezbollah's cowards who, with all their fucking propaganda, fake-ass propaganda. Israel didn't bomb that fucking building. It was all bullshit. And it would have been proven. And for the whole world to see, too, right? Rush and then Drudge fucking, like, blasted all that proof out and fucking proved that they were lying. It was all a big-ass fucking lie, a big operation. None of it happened at all. Like, Israel had bombed this little, like, little missile site right behind the fucking empty building. Killed a few fucking guys, and then they claimed, oh, they killed 170-something women and children. It was all a bunch of fucking bullshit lies. And I exposed that shit, which is awesome, fucking Cly, right? You're nothing compared to Hezbollah, IRGC and shit, right? They were putting fatwas out on me. Like, find that fucking dude, that little shit. Fucking fight me, Scotty. Yeah, so that was awesome. And then for 2 weeks, 2 fucking weeks, that's all the talk show hosts, like all the talk shows and everything, Sunday, all the news at night, for 2 weeks, they talked about how could we all have been so fooled by the Hezbollah, IRGC propaganda. That was it. And after that, they weren't fooled by that shit for a while. It took until here not too long ago that people started falling for their fucking bullshit propaganda again, this last war with Israel. But for a long time, people were like, yeah, no, they're lying again. Yep. Nope. Fool me once. But that's what happened. And I helped expose that shit with Limbaugh. And then for like, cry, you go, out of all the people in chat, statistically, just the statistical likelihood of that is just incredible. Like, mind-blowing shit. Like, you're gonna pick me out of the chat. Like, I fucked this other big channel up before because he was a fucking MAGA grifter, and I go do the same shit to you. You pick me out of the chat, say I can't fight or anything else, and I'm not scared of anybody. I can kick anybody's fucking ass, especially your fucking ass. All your relatives combined too, but oh, this guy's having a crash out. All right, I think pull over. I need this fucking cigarette. I'll have a crash out, I guess. Yeah, so I got fatwas put out on me for first time, and now apparently for a second time because I've been trolling so long down there. They probably all know me, right? This guy who's trolls got a fucking fatwa from Iran, so Trump, kick their ass more, please, please. President Trump, the great, 2028, we need that. So mind-blowing, full circle kind of shit, you know, like I fucked Hezbollah shit up a long time ago. That was... And you had no idea that you picked this dude out of the chat that could do all this fucking, and had done all this shit, and you said I didn't do anything, I couldn't do anything, I was just a fucking peon peasant and all. But no, I've gone viral in so many other ways too. I'll tell stories some other time. Like, I've done that shit. My memes, my words, they've all gone viral for a long time, and it's been fun. And it's my way of trolling from behind the scenes, because I had a bunch of small children and I got scared of the fucking globalist deep state, and so I stay behind the scenes, but now I can come in front of the fucking cameras because my kids are grown and I don't give a shit. I got life insurance. And what are you going to threaten me with, heaven? I'm not scared at all. Like, no one fucking scares me. None of you fuckers scare me, alright? And now, let's go full circle, mind-blowing shit. Lady Skinny 420 and Clunkers, ready? Like, you want to know some more? Let's know more of the story, Scotty. Come on. Tell us, Scotty. Tell us. Yeah, so the DHS secretary, Mark Wayne Mullen, well, dude, that dude used to fucking apprentice underneath me. He used to call me like directly. I got his fucking phone number in my old phone. I just have to charge that shit up. I'm 2 phone calls away from him, okay? My brother went to church with his whole family and worked for his family for decades. And I worked for his uncle for a while before I started my own business, and I helped Mark Wayne grow that business. His dad, it wasn't that big of a business back then, and I specialized in slab leaks, and some big slab leaks, and the bigger the better, and people would send the biggest ones to me, and I could get those suckers done. Fucking 14-story tall buildings and shit, 30-foot deep leaks and stuff, like the big shit, send them to me, and then I would need a bunch of helpers. And so the Williams boys and the Mullins boys, the Williams and Mullins are brothers, and they would come help me on these big ass jobs when they were teenagers and stuff, and a little older. And then Mark Wayne Mullen took over for his dad, and he grew that company into the biggest one in Oklahoma, I believe. But that dude is super smart, and he's a fucking badass fighter too. And another little secret too, one of those Mullins boys was dating Carrie Underwood back when she was on American Idol. Yeah, a little TMC stuff, right? Pretty sure it's probably him. He was a badass fighter and a good-looking guy. And anyway, he built that business up really big. And he'd call me because I trained these guys in slab leaks, and I trained him, and he knew that. And on those big jobs, I have him doing big-ass fucking slab leak jobs. So, yeah. And his whole family, they love my brother, the January 6th insurrectionist. Okay? Cry. Or IRGC, or fucking Mossad, or whoever we might fuck be dealing with. I don't know. But they all love my brother, so the DHS secretary is going to remember me too, all the big ass jobs that I had him on. getting down in there in the dirt, the nasty shit, like dangerous shit and stuff. Yeah, he's a fucking badass. Like some other people we know, which ain't you, Cry, baby, sitting around in your mom's fucking basement. So yeah, that's Lenny Skinny 420. Is that not some mind-blowing shit? So, I don't know. Friends with the DHS secretary. And might be on a IRGC list, like, for the second time. Cry just picks me randomly out of chat to fuck with. And I just, like, spawned from chat, right? From the dead channel that he resurrected. And he told everybody, like, it'd be something everybody used to watch. And that's what predictive programming, some shit. Like, wow. Yep, Cly. Exactly. Something we used to watch. Now they're all watching me, Cly. What kind of weird fucking shit is that? Like, I wasn't expecting that. I was not on my bingo cards this summer. I'm telling you that much, people. Yep. So, I don't think I completed the whole fucking circle, dang it. I missed out some places in there, you know, doing Trump's weave and lost my memory boost formula. So, but yeah, I do, Cly, have known. Like, Mark Wayne Mullen used to call me because I would do these big jobs and then I would have to train these guys on the big jobs, the slab leagues. And he built his company up. That's one of the ways he did it, was he went big on that because he learned from me. And then I would train these guys up and they would get too expensive for me, too good. And so I would just pass them along to them, to Mullins, the giant growing company, getting bigger and bigger. One of my guys went on to be the head slab league guy over there, like the head fucking dude. Yeah, he was a really smart guy, but I couldn't afford him, and I personally vouched for him with Mark Wayne Mullen. Yeah, you ever done that, Cry? Huh? With the DHS secretary? No, help build like jobs and shit, like provide work and fix places up, keep shit flowing, right? Real stuff, not just sit around in your basement all fucking day playing games and chopping up videos. Yeah, but so I don't know, you RGC motherfuckers, I ain't scared of you. You know who I got behind me? Dude, Mark Wayne Mullen's a fucking badass, dude. And I'm pretty sure he was the one that was dating Carrie Underwood back then before she got famous. I mean, when she was getting famous, when she was on American Idol. It was either him or his brothers or his cousins, but I don't think it was his cousins, because if it was one of his cousins, I had more access to them. I would have been asking them questions, because I like Carrie Underwood. So, full circle mind-blowing shit. Cry on that July 3rd crash out video. Y'all gotta go back and watch his crash out video. And then the July 2nd crash out video from Tommy, not crash out, July 2nd live from Tommy and the rest of the guys. Watch those. Thanks, Scotty's Troll. All that shit will make sense. It'll be hilarious. And then you'll wonder, like, how did he just pick my fucking channel? Like, all the things he said were completely wrong. Like, he's a master projectionist, you know? Master fucking projectionist. And there was just so much to the fucking story. But I appreciate y'all strolling and rolling and trolling along with me and listening to my long ass fucking old man story. Doing the weave, I'm doing the fucking Trump weave, right? Yeah, but I think we kind of got around to potentially a finish point, I think. We got that and that. And I could use some notes. All right, well, y'all have a good night.